Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 25th of December 2024. So Merry Christmas wherever you're listening this episode from. Now the good news guys is that the price of Bitcoin is definitely looking good, and who's to say in the next coming days it just might cross the $100,000 mark once again. So things are definitely looking good towards the end of the year. Now in today's episode guys, we're going to kickstart by talking about a really interesting article that is published by Cointelegraph, and this is more of a fun but at the same time really interesting article. And they have highlighted 7 Santas and 7 Grinches who are hindering the cryptocurrency adoption. So in today's episode, we'll definitely take a deep dive into these names. And along with that, guys, I'll go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion. And I'll go ahead and add some names as well. Now look guys, whether we like it or not, politics and politicians, they still have a massive power so far as the adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is concerned, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, over the next coming days, if Bitcoin does actually play a pivotal moment in separation of money and the state. And that was probably one of the visions of Satoshi Nakamoto to go ahead and release the Bitcoin white paper. Now only time will tell if that thing is going to happen or not. Now talking about politics and politicians, guys, there's some really interesting news all the way from Russia. And Russia has imposed a 6-year ban on cryptocurrency mining. And this will be taking effect from the 1st of January. And it will last till 15th of March 2031. So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. Now look guys, when you talk about Bitcoin mining in particular, it works on proof of work and it is really energy intensive. And is that the reason why Russia has gone ahead and put a ban? So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. Now whether we like it or not guys, proof of work is probably the best consensus mechanism. So we'll definitely have a look into this. Now the only thing I'm hoping is that other countries do not follow a similar pursuit. Now in the world of cryptocurrency and meme coins guys, there's a really interesting report that has been published by CoinGecko, and their study actually states that in 2024 meme coins have dominated the cryptocurrency industry. So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. And they also talked about Solana, and they also talked about AI's narrative which has actually gone down this particular year. And there is a drastic rise in real world asset tokenization. But what is a bit surprising guys is that game finance has actually gone down. But nonetheless guys, I'll definitely go ahead and share some really interesting numbers. Now if you're someone who's working in the research field, it is definitely worth looking into this particular report. Now the final news guys is regarding Crypto.com, and in the United States of America, they have launched Crypto.com Custody Trust Services, and this is more catered to institutional adoption. And just few days ago guys, the CEO of Crypto.com did actually meet President Donald Trump. And is that the reason why they've gone ahead and decided to go ahead and launch this platform? We'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this particular news. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date series, we will be looking at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And both the news guys are connected to artificial intelligence. Now the first news is connected to a university and multi-business group guys. They are refurbishing Nayib Arab University's AI Center, so I'll go ahead and share more information regarding this. Now the second news guys is definitely a really massive one, and Dubai Culture, they have partnered with Google, and they have launched open call for second MENA Creator Bootcamp. And what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, the registration for this bootcamp is also open, so please feel free to go ahead and sign it up. And this particular bootcamp guys is AI and Innovation Edition, so really interesting development from the Emirate of Dubai. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. Let's kick start with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you're taking care of that, let's quick start by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now I cannot stress guys, when the price is actually going down, what you need to do is look at the volume of stable coins. And if the volume of stable coins is, let's say, about the $80 billion mark, it does give an indication that in the next coming days and weeks, there is a very high possibility that these stable coins will be converted back into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And it just gives some indication as to which direction the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be heading towards. But look guys, none of what I'm saying is financial advice, and make sure you go ahead and do your own research. And ever since President Donald Trump has been re-elected guys, the volume of stablecoins has been over the $80 billion mark. In the month of November alone, the volume of stablecoins used to cross the $200 billion mark, and on certain days guys, it did even cross the $300 billion mark. Now today the volume of stablecoins is well above the $100 billion mark, so things are definitely looking good as we are heading towards the end of this particular year. Now if you look at the global cryptocurrency market volume guys, since the last 24 hours it is up by 4.72%, and in terms of dollar amount it is at $3.46 trillion. Now if you look at the 24-hour cryptocurrency market volume, today it is at $134.22 billion, and me personally guys, I'm definitely liking this number. Despite the volume is down by 11.66% since the last 24 hours, I'm kind of content with what the numbers are looking at. But unfortunately guys, one matrix which is not improving, that is the volume of decentralized finance. And today once again the volume of decentralized finance is disappointing, and it is only at $12.54 billion. And decentralized finance guys is only accounting for 9.35% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now just yesterday guys, I was with one of my clients, and he was a high net worthy individual, and I was actually explaining him the different narratives in the cryptocurrency space. And going back to 2018 to 2020, guys, the narrative was everything regarding decentralized finance, and there were so many news and articles and reports regarding decentralized finance. But ever since the Terra Luna collapse and ever since the FTX collapse, the volume of decentralized finance has been on a downtrend. Now going back to 2019, guys, on an average given day, the volume of decentralized finance used to hover somewhere between the $12 to $16 billion mark. Unfortunately, guys, the volume of decentralized finance is definitely not looking good, considering the fact that the volume of stablecoins is well over the $100 billion mark, and the price of Bitcoin has reached a new all-time high, crossing the $100,000 mark. Now, keeping all this matrix, guys, on an average given day, the volume of decentralized finance should have been around the $40 to $60 billion mark. So according to me, guys, the volume of decentralized finance is almost one quarter of what it should be. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the future of decentralized finance is. Now talking about decentralized finance, if you look at the total value locked, today it is at $125.41 billion. And going back to early 2020, guys, 4th of January to be precise, the total value locked was at $242 billion. And from $242 billion, guys, the total value locked has actually gone down to even $30 billion. And this was just last year. But ever since BlackRock got into the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space, the total value locked has pumped up as well. And today it is at $125.41 billion. But that thing being said, guys, these numbers are definitely disappointing. Now the only matrix which I'm kind of content regarding decentralized finance, that is the decentralized to centralized exchange dominance. And today it is at 32.97%. But look, guys, I have to warn you, there is a very high possibility that out of this 32.97%, centralized exchanges may actually be accounting for around 20%. So in an idealistic and promising world, guys, this decentralized to centralized exchange should be around the 60 to 80% mark. And then we can confidently state that the world is ready for decentralization or distributed way of working. When will that thing happen? I really am not sure, to be honest. Maybe in 2 decades time we might be able to achieve that. Now let me quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges. Now Uniswap is definitely leading the pack, and its 24-hour volume is at $3.27 billion. PancakeSwap, guys, today is at number 2nd, and its 24-hour volume is $2.94 billion. Radium is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $1.22 billion. Aerodrome is at number 4th, and its 24-hour volume is $1.05 billion. Orca, guys, is at number 5th, and its 24-hour volume is $486.32 million. Now let me quickly run through the volume of stable coins. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, this gives us an indication as to which direction the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be heading towards in the next coming days and weeks. And today, the 25th of December, the volume of stablecoins is at $121.97 billion. And stablecoins as of today is accounting for 90.88% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And it's no surprise that Tether USDT is leading the pack, and its 24-hour volume is $112.62 billion, followed by Circle USDC, guys, and its 24-hour volume is $7.08 billion. And the third one, guys, is FDUSD, and its 24-hour volume is almost $6 billion mark, $5.99 billion to be precise. Now look, guys, if the volume of stablecoins is good, it just means in the next coming days and weeks, a lot of these funds will be converted back into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So things are definitely looking good as we are heading towards the end of this particular year. Now let me quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now Bitcoin's market cap, guys, right now is at $1.95 trillion. And there's a very high possibility, guys, over the next coming days, it just might cross the $2 trillion mark once again. And who's to say, guys, by the time you're listening to the episode, the price of Bitcoin might have actually crossed the $2 trillion mark as well, because Ethereum's market cap has crossed the $400 billion mark, and today it is at a staggering $424 billion. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $43.87 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is almost half of Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume. Today it is at $22.12 billion. Now, if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, guys, it has marginally pumped up since the last 24 hours. It is at 56.61%, whereas Ethereum's dominance has gone down to 12.30%. Now, in today's episode, guys, I want to look at some really interesting metrics regarding meme coins, because there is an interesting report that is published by CoinGecko, and their study actually states that meme coins has dominated the 2024 cryptocurrency market volume. So what I want to do is, guys, I want to look at the 24-hour volume of meme coins. Now what you can do is, guys, you can look at this matrix via coin market cap, and there is a particular section called as meme coins, and in that, guys, you can sort it based on different matrix. So what I want to do in today's episode, I want to run through the 24-hour volume of meme coins. Now if you look at the 24-hour volume of meme coins, guys, Dogecoin is at number 1 and its 24-hour volume is at $3.26 billion. This is absolutely crazy because Monero's market cap is at $4.50 billion. Look at the massive difference, guys. This just means that people are more concerned about meme coins. Now regarding meme coins, guys, you do have to admit that there are certain legitimate use cases as well. Now going back to the 24-hour volume, guys, Memecoin is at number 2 and its 24-hour volume is at $2.05 billion. Pudgy Penguins is at number 3 and its volume is at $1.42 billion. Now regarding Pudgy Penguins, guys, they just recently got launched via Solana blockchain, and there's a very high possibility that the hype might actually die down. Now at number 4, the Shiba Inu, guys, and its 24-hour volume is $738 million. And finally at number 5 is Turbo, and its 24-hour volume is at $723 million. Now guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, and the price of Bitcoin is at $98,835. And I'm hoping, guys, by the end of today, that is 25th of December, the price of Bitcoin once again crosses the $100,000 mark. That would be a perfect Christmas gift for Bitcoin holders. Now since the last 24 hours, guys, the price of Bitcoin is up by 5.40%, but since the last 7 days, it is down by 5.46%. And that is because of mainstream media putting out a completely different narrative regarding the FOMC meeting. Now regarding Ethereum, guys, just few weeks ago it was over the $4,000 mark, but the prices have gone down miserably. But since the last 24 hours, it is up by 4.10%, and today it is at $3,525. And if you look at its market cap, guys, it has definitely taken a massive bump up since the last 24 hours, isn't it? But if you look at the price alone, guys, since the last 7 days, it is actually down by 8.92%. Ripple or XRP is at $2.32. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 4.06%. But since the last 7 days, it is down by 8.40%. Now because today is Christmas, guys, Cointelegraph has published a really interesting article, and they have highlighted 7 Santas, and these are more advocates of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and you can also call them as crypto fundamentalists, guys. Now in this article, guys, they have also highlighted 7 Grinches. So what I'll do is, guys, I'll go ahead and read out the 7 names, and I'm pretty much sure, guys, there'll be a lot of other people who should be on this list. Now the number 1 is no surprise, it is President-elect Donald Trump. And right now, only because of him, the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies has been pumping up, isn't it? Now the second one is President Nayib Bukele from El Salvador. And it's needless to say, guys, he's one of the classic examples of Bitcoin hodl mentality, and probably one of the best advocates of Bitcoin. Now the third one, according to the list, is Crypto Mom, and she is Hester Pierce, and she's also the SEC's commissioner. Now the fourth one, according to the list, is Brian Armstrong, and he's the co-founder and CEO of Coinbase. Now the fifth one is Vitalik Buterin, and at this point of time, guys, I'm pretty much sure you know who Vitalik Buterin is. He is the co-founder of Ethereum, and he was also one of the first writers on Bitcoin magazine. Now the sixth one is Senator Cynthia Lummis, and she might probably be number 1 on the list when you talk about politicians who are pro-Bitcoin. Now the number 7th is Michael Saylor for MicroStrategy, and looks like he's gone absolutely nuts regarding Bitcoin, isn't it? Now this particular article, guys, also talks about 7 Grinches, and these are detractors who hinder cryptocurrencies. Now the first one is no surprise, it is the US Securities and Exchange Commission, and you partially have to agree to this. But look, guys, a lot of them have misleading information regarding Gary Gensler. What he's doing with SEC is wrong, but he's a massive Bitcoin advocate, and what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to YouTube and look at Gary Gensler's educational information regarding blockchain technology. He was a professor at MIT, and he was actually talking about the benefits of using Bitcoin and blockchain technology, but ever since he got into SEC, he's kind of like a detractor to shitcoins, and that is one of the reasons why people are blaming him for notorious reasons. Now the second on the list is FSC from UK, that is Financial Conduct Authority, and looks like with the Labour administration in charge, they are not fans of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency and blockchain adoption. Now the number 3rd, guys, is a notorious person from Dubai, and that is Sahil Arora, and he's often called as Memecoin Mastermind, but according to me, guys, he's one of the notorious scammers. Now at number 4, that is no surprise, it is Joe Biden's admin, and he has this project called as Operation Chokepoint 2.0, and I've always said this, guys, the Democrats and the left-leaning administration, they're definitely not fans of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, or even freedom of speech for that matter. Now going back to the list, guys, they've mentioned Dark Angel's ransomware group, which I 100% agree to, and the sixth one is more like a generic term, and this is to do with pig butchering scammers, and this is spread across all over the world, isn't it? Now the final one according to the list is state-sponsored cybercrime, and I'm pretty much sure this article is talking about North Korea, and they're hinting towards Lazarus Group, isn't it? Now look, guys, I'm pretty much sure there are quite a lot of names that should be added as Santas to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, as well as Grinches to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now regarding advocates of Bitcoin, guys, Meta Planet should definitely be there, and according to me, guys, Dubai's regulatory authority, that is Arora, they have been doing quite a lot of great things for adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, so I definitely do feel, guys, that Dubai's Arora, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, they are doing quite a lot of things, not just for Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, but even for the broader cryptocurrency and blockchain adoption. So their name should definitely be mentioned as advocates for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now regarding detractors, guys, I'm a bit surprised that they have not mentioned Peter Schiff, because he's one of the massive detractors of Bitcoin, and he's actually advised left-leaning administration of Joe Biden to actually go ahead and sell the existing Bitcoin and go ahead and reduce the US debt, and he's also advocating them to go ahead and sell Bitcoin and buy gold. So these were some of the Santas and Grinches for the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world. Now if you know any other people, guys, which I'm sure there are quite a lot of, mention them in the comments below. Now guys, let's go ahead and discuss some news all the way from Russia. And Russia has imposed a 6-year ban on crypto mining in 10 regions, and this will be effective from the 1st of January 2025, and this will last till the 15th of March 2031. Now the reason for this, guys, does make a lot of sense, and this is due to concerns on high energy consumption, and the affected regions include Dagestan, North Ossetia, and even Chechnya. Now it's really important to note, guys, that these regions were selected based on energy demand, and in the near future may be adjusted by a government commission monitoring changes in electric usage. Now the ban also prohibits participating in mining pools and considers regional electricity subsidies that make power cheaper in some areas. Now temporary restrictions may be introduced in other regions, and this might be during periods of peak energy demand. Now look, guys, while Russia legalized cryptocurrency mining in July 2024, the country restricts cryptocurrencies as legal tender domestically, but at the same time they allow cross-border payments to circumvent sanctions imposed after its invasion on Ukraine. Now from a political move, guys, this is absolutely genius, isn't it? And looks like President Vladimir Putin is definitely making the right move. Now the only thing I'm worried is that other countries should not be following a similar pursuit, guys. And the only country who I think might do that might just be India. Cause China, guys, they often tend to switch back and forth between Bitcoin and cryptocurrency mining, isn't it? Now guys, let's go and discuss some really interesting study by CoinGecko. And this study actually states that meme coins capture 31% of crypto narrative interest in 2024. Now in the show notes below, guys, there is a detailed report. So rather than reading through the entire report, guys, I just want to go ahead and highlight some of the key things. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, guys, meme coins is definitely leading the narrative, and they have captured 30.67% of global interest. And unfortunately, guys, in 2024, artificial intelligence narrative has actually gone down. Now in this report, guys, it actually states that the interest in Solana accounts for 7.65%, and regarding Basecoin, which is managed by Coinbase, if you look at the meme coins, that accounts for 2.13%. Now regarding AI narrative, guys, it has actually gone down, but it is still at number 2nd with 15.67%, and the overall AI narrative is at 2nd. Now real world asset tokenization, guys, that stands at 8.64%. Now unfortunately, guys, gamified finance, its interest has actually gone down to 3.72%. Now this report also talks about some really interesting metrics regarding Ethereum, Sui blockchain and Ton blockchain as well. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to the show notes below and just go through this entire report. And if you're an investor, guys, it is definitely worth looking into. Or if you're someone who's an avid researcher, go through this particular report. But I'm really curious to check, guys, what kind of sources they have used for that. Now as much as this report sounds really interesting, it is so important that you go and verify your own details as well. Now guys, let's go and touch base on some news regarding Crypto.com. And they have launched Crypto.com Custody Trust Company in the United States of America. And they will be providing custody services for digital assets to eligible US as well as Canadian institutions and high net worthy clients. Now this news, guys, is not surprising to me at all, because just few days ago, guys, the CEO of Crypto.com, he did actually meet President Donald Trump, isn't it? Now what is really important regarding his meeting, guys, is he did actually drop down the charges regarding the Security and Exchange Commission, because what happened is earlier this year, the US Security and Exchange Commission under the chair of Gary Gensler did actually serve them Wells notice, And in order to fight back against them, guys, they did actually file charges against them. But the day the CEO of Crypto.com did actually meet President Donald Trump, the charges were also dropped. And now we know the reason why that has happened, isn't it? Now, regarding this news, guys, over the next coming weeks, all US and Canadian customer digital assets will be transitioned to this trust company, with users maintaining full access to the account throughout the process. Now, this particular launch, guys, does reflect Crypto.com's expansion into key markets, and it definitely underscores its commitment to regulatory, compliance, security, and privacy as well. Now, Crypto.com was actually founded in 2016, guys, and they serve over 100 million customers globally. And because of President Donald Trump, guys, looks like they've gone ahead and decided to take this move. So definitely brilliant news, not just for Crypto.com, but also for Americans and Canadians as well. So look, guys, this is one of the reasons why they have put President Donald Trump as number one, as being the advocate of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And let's say someone from the left-leaning administration, that is Kamala Harris, would have been re-elected, would have been appointed as the President of the United States of America, I'm pretty much sure Crypto.com would have not made this move, isn't it? Or who's to say, guys, a lot of the US companies, they would have probably fled the United States of America and started the operations somewhere else. So look, guys, this just shows the positive stance of President Donald Trump and his approach to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So these were the news, guys, from the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And both the news, guys, are definitely positive one, and both of them are connected to artificial intelligence. Now the first news, guys, is regarding multi-business group, and they want to refurbish Nayib University's AI Center. So let me very briefly run through this news, guys, because this particular project is in collaboration with Nayib University for Security Sciences, which is based in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And this particular project, guys, entails refurbishing the university's AI Center, and they want to enhance its facilities and infrastructure for your research and education. And this particular contract, guys, was just signed a few weeks ago, on the 19th of December to be precise, and this marks the official start of refurbishment. Now this contract value exceeds 10% of multi-business group's total revenue for 2023, and this shows a growing importance for them. And the refurbishment, guys, is said to be completed within a 9-month period, and multi-business group, guys, will handle construction, architectural design, and fit-out works, including electrical and mechanical engineering. And the project also involves electrical and mechanical engineering services to support the infrastructure. And this project, guys, focuses on education, technology, and artificial intelligence sectors, which aligns with Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 goals, isn't it? And the project, as I mentioned earlier, guys, is located in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, which right now is a hub for innovation and technology in the region. And right now, guys, when you talk about boxing, Saudi Arabia is a home for boxing for the entire world. Now, regarding Nayib University, guys, they specialize in security science and artificial intelligence, and this refurbishment will support its educational program as well. And the refurbishment, guys, will upgrade the physical infrastructure, including labs and classroom for AI-focused education, and education work will support the AI Center's tech infrastructure, including power, cooling, and ventilation system. And the expected outcome is an upgraded AI Center that enhances universities' research and education capabilities. And this project, guys, strengthens multi-business group position in growing AI and education sectors, and the successful completion of the project is expected to yield long-term benefits, enhancing multi-business group's portfolio and future opportunities. So look, guys, when we talk about artificial intelligence, even other sectors that is not directly connected to artificial intelligence, they are benefited by this as well, isn't it? And just yesterday in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, guys, I talked about Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence, and they are launching masters and postgraduates and even PhD in artificial intelligence. So look, guys, when you talk about artificial intelligence, it is already here. And the next news I'm going to be talking about is a really interesting news. But this news is from the Emirate of Dubai. And Dubai Culture, guys, along with Google, they have launched open call for second Meta Creator Bootcamp. Now me personally, guys, I've already signed for this bootcamp, and hopefully I'm able to attend that. But let me do one thing, guys. Let me go ahead and explain what this news is all about. Because Dubai Culture and Arts Authority, they have collaborated with Google, and this is for the second MENA Creator Bootcamp. And the bootcamp emphasizes leveraging artificial intelligence and technological solutions, and this will be done to enhance creative projects. And the program, guys, aims to empower the creative community in the United Arab Emirates as well as the MENA region by boosting skills and digital presence. And this particular news, guys, definitely is a commitment to creative industries, isn't it? And it does reflect Dubai's culture's dedication to strengthen cultural and creative industries. and it does align with Dubai's goal to become a global cultural hub, creativity incubator and talent center. And applications for this, guys, are open, as I mentioned earlier, to creatives in the United Arab Emirates as well as MENA region, and this particular application is open till the 10th of January 2025. Now regarding this bootcamp, guys, it will be a comprehensive 4-day program designed to maximize creativity and technological growth, and participants can connect and collaborate with outstanding talent across the region, and there will also be one-to-one mentorship, and tailored guidance will be provided by Google's AI expert to enhance project development, and activities will take place at Google's Dubai office, with the final day hosted at Al Quds Creative Zone. And this particular session, guys, also includes sessions on innovation, digital art and artificial intelligence as well. Now look at this particular initiative does align with UAE's broader goals to foster innovation and future readiness, and creatives, guys, will explore advanced AI application for content creation and idea generation. And this particular news, guys, also supports Dubai's ambition to be one of the world's most future-ready cities. Now the first edition, guys, attracted 88 applications from 10 countries with 21 selected participants, and the previous bootcamp featured 41 mentors, including 19 Google experts covering diverse creative fields. Now the inaugural bootcamp, guys, emphasized eco-friendly design and sustainability, and it did along with COP28 as well as the UAE Year of Sustainability. So definitely positive news. Now look, guys, if you're someone who's enthusiastic regarding artificial intelligence or working in a similar field, you should definitely go ahead and apply for this. And there is a Google form that you need to fill in. You need to go ahead and upload your CV as well as add in your portfolio as well. So these were the news, guys, on the cryptocurrency, blockchain and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. So let's kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. I have a question by Rana who asks, meme coins or AI tokens, which narrative do you believe will dominate in 2025? Now Rana, based on my experience in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, it is always something new and fancy that tends to dominate the narrative. Me personally, I don't think so that the narrative regarding meme coins will continue in 2025. But look, so far as new entrants are concerned, they are often attracted with high gains, and there is a very high possibility in the first quarter of 2025, meme coins might actually dominate 2025, but later on I'm very much sure it just might be artificial intelligence, or who's to say something new might be coming up in the 2025 space. I would like to think that it is tokenization that might pick up pace in 2025, but look, the cryptocurrency world is absolutely wild and wicked. Now regarding tokens that are connected to artificial intelligence, I do feel that to a certain extent, AI tokens are poised to lead the narrative in 2025, and this is due to the integration of real-world application and their alignment with blockchain technology. But me, Ryan, I really am not convinced if artificial intelligence needs blockchain technology as such, and that is one of the reasons why in January, I am starting a series which is more of a debate. And the topic is, does blockchain technology need artificial intelligence, or does artificial intelligence need blockchain technology? Now regarding meme coins, I don't see institutional adoption as such, because look, when you talk about meme coins, it is most often than not degenerates who get into it, isn't it? And a lot of traders and social media influencers, they tend to pump up these meme coins. But unlike meme coins right now, which thrive purely on hype, I do feel that there is a possibility of AI tokens to go and attract institutional interest, and they will actually give this narrative that blockchain technology needs artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence needs blockchain technology, so on and so forth. But look, the cryptocurrency world is absolutely wild and wicked. Now regarding artificial intelligence right now, to a certain extent, AI does align with Web3 principles, and this is when you talk about data sovereignty, and who's to say in the near future we might have a distributed AI platform that will allow users to monetize their own data and participate in AI model training, and hopefully they will create a self-sustaining ecosystem powered by artificial intelligence token. But me personally, I don't think so that will ever happen. It is just absolute hype in my opinion. So I do feel that tokenization could potentially be the hype in 2025. But look right now, the cryptocurrency, blockchain and even Bitcoin world is absolutely wild and wicked. So only time will tell which narrative picks up pace in 2025. But really interesting question, and thank you for that. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain and artificial intelligence world. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DePIN, Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.